Alrighty guys, welcome back. We're going to be playing Tawantinsuyu. Tawantinsuyu? Something like that. It's part of the T. Let's get my finger up here. The T series of games. As you know, I love my T series of games. Teotihuacan, Tiltim, Zolkin, the new one that came out at Tawantinsuyu. What's the other one? The big one with the obelisk. Tekenu. So I love all my teen games. I play all my teen games, but this is actually the very first time I've ever played this game. It's actually been a little daunting. And first of all, I picked this one up and the expansion, as you can see. We have Tawantinsuyu and the expansion, the Golden Age. I picked these up and I was like, this game, I don't know, it just doesn't look that fun. Looks pretty involved. Yeah, I'll get around to it when I get around to it. And so I didn't get around to it for like a year. I've had this game for a long time. But this is one of these reasons. I'm going through this to kind of give you some background so you understand what's going on. Like, this is a meaty game. I think it's rated 4.2 out of 5 on Board Game Geek. It's a meaty one. It's a pretty involved one. There's a great solo bot. And I guess when this originally first came out in 2021, there was some issues with the production of the bot and the sheets and managing it. In fact, this is another reason why. So the original bot was called Axamama. It came out with the original base game and, let you do everything that you needed to do. As I mentioned, they had some issues and problems with it. Not doing what it should do, or just not as clear as it should be, and all that. So when they released the Golden Age, they updated the bot with brand new mechanic. It's no longer Axamama. It is the Pachamama. Pachamama. P-A-C-H-A-M-A-M-A. Pachamama. And it's recommended that you don't use the old bot, but you use this one instead. So, this is another reason why I've had this game, but I haven't done much with it, because it's like, first of all, it's a really pretty heavy game. Very heavy. 4.2. That's a very heavy game. There's a lot going on in this game. Then there's a problem with the AI bot, and buying the expansion just to get the extra bot. Never a great thing, but I was going to buy the expansion anyways. So, with all this said, first of all, this is my first game of this game, but I'm going to include everything. I'm going to include the solo mod, the bot, all the modules that come in the Golden Age. There are 4 modules that come in here. You have the Way of the Sun, you have the vassals of the Incas, you have the nobles and the newcomers, and the new solo bot. So, quite a few extra things added to the game that don't come in the base game. So if you're wondering, why are all your rules different, or you're doing something different than the base game, that's why. Again, also, if you are playing with just the base game and you don't have the downloaded new updated AI modules, you're probably playing something different than I'm playing, because I'm playing with the new updated Pachamama charts. I think you can download these and print them out yourself if you don't want to buy the expansion. I would recommend you just buy the expansion because it adds all those extra modules. Anyways, That's number one. Number two, and number three, and number four, and everything together. I'm not an expert at this game by any stretch of the imagination. I've been sitting here analyzing and studying the rule books. I've watched some playthroughs that are online. I'm just going to do the best I can. If I miss something, if I forget to do something, or whatever, it might take a while for me to figure things out. This could go horribly wrong. And as I mentioned, this is a very heavy game, so I might be looking in the rule booklet for every 10 minutes to try and figure something out. I could be getting very frustrated. Who knows? I don't know. All I know is it seems after watching some playthroughs, it's not as daunting and as complicated as I thought it was. It is a heavy game, 4.2. I'm going to keep mentioning that because I don't want you guys going, wow, this looks like a very complex game. I'm telling you right up front, it's a very complex game. If you're not into complex games, you go watch some of my other content that's not as involved as this game. This game is a monster Euro game, basically. If you're looking for a monster Euro game, this is it. There's a lot of working pieces going on. There's a lot of decisions you're going to have to be making for not only yourself, but the AI. And not knowing how everything plays and comes together, it's also, well, I don't know why I should do this and how I'm going to try to earn points and what do I need to, for the festivals? Am I going to need stone? Am I going to need gold? What am I going to need for the festivals? Where should I put my pieces on the board? What's the best thing to do? So don't look at this as a strategy guide. Look at this as a learning to play overview. Come watch and enjoy the greatness that is this game. I think it is going to be a great game. I really do. I think this is going to be... It's what I call the forgotten tea game. When you talk about tea games, a lot of people mention Teotihuacan, Tzolk'in, Tile Tim, even Tekenu. But you don't ever hear people mention this one. This is kind of like the forgotten child for some reason. And I think it's because it's super complex. It's super involved. If you enjoy heavy, thick Euro games, you're going to enjoy this. So let's sit back, enjoy the ride together. Leave your comments down below. And we will see everyone's comments. And hopefully, I won't be doing too much forgetful things. But again, don't use this as a strategy guide. Use this as I'm learning how to play the game. You can watch me play it. And if I'm not struggling, then you shouldn't struggle. And even if I am struggling, you can look back and say, okay, well, what was the issues? Why was he struggling? What sections of the rule book should I review and make sure I understand? And after we play through this, you will have a better understanding of how to play just by watching me try to figure things out myself. All right, so let's get into the table. As you can see, it's a beast. I mentioned it. I don't know if I mentioned it once or twice or 6 times, but I mentioned it again. Hey, Doug, how you doing? Good to see you, my friend. This is a beast. This is a monster Euro game. You're in for the long haul on this one. Tawantinsuyu. And there's a lot going on. If you look at the rule books, the base rule book alone is 23 pages. And then when you look, that's the Golden Age. The base rule booklet is going to weigh in at like 27 pages. So you got a lot of stuff going on. So, and of course, anytime you add an expansion into the mix, and the expansion has a bunch of extra modules and stuff, then you're always like, well, what do I need to add? What do I need to do? How do I set it up? Fortunately for us, they decided to include the set of rules from scratch, basically, for the solo mode in this book as they updated them, as I already mentioned. So we're going to actually keep this out for a second as we look at the setup, and we're going to review the setup. Alright, so lay out the main game board. There's the main game board. Boom, boom, boom. Give each player the color meeples, which I already done. We have this centerpiece, which it recommends if this is your first time, you can just play without this centerpiece. I'm going to play with the centerpiece. But as you can see, the centerpiece can rotate. I'm just going to leave it the same way it's set up on the board, which is going to be like that. So that should be, nope, it should be like that. There we go. So I'm just going to use the same setup as the board, but with this, it kind of can show the different levels of the board. All right, when playing with 2 players, which is what we're playing, you're going to be removing one of each color meeple out of the game, which I did. Boom, check. Then you're going to put meeples into the starting bag, and then you're going to draw them out, and each player is going to get 2. The AI and myself. This is the AI setup over here, which I do have another camera set up. There's the AI stuff. They're going to be this light blue color. And what they ended up drawing out of the bag was the green and a blue meeple out of the bag. Our stuff, which is over here, where the purple team, you can't see much. We have the red and the green. We drew a red and a green out of the bag. What do the red and the green represent? Well, each of the different colors represents a different kind of person. And that is, I'm going to get the technical terms out here. The red one is your warrior? I forget. What's it called? Hello. I saw the little chart in here earlier. Now I can't find it. Of course I can't. Why can't I find it? I don't know. Maybe it's on here. Does it tell us? Are you kidding? Are you kidding? It's not, I don't think it's in the Golden Age book. It's in the regular book. And it's right here on this page. Well, this covers it, but it's not as good as the chart I found earlier. Architect is your blue pieces. Your green pieces are your craftsmen. Your red pieces are your warriors. Your yellow pieces are your couriers, and your white pieces are your priests. So there's 5 different colors of meeples. Each of them has a special ability the way they do things, which we'll see in a little bit. So architects, craftsmen, warrior, couriers, and priests. All right. So we will go back through the rules, set up again, wherever that is. All right. Place the number of workers on the board. You can see some of there's some on the board already. In the first territory, we will cover up all the ones that have a little 2 next to them if we're playing with 2 players. There's going to be 1 in each section. This is a section. And there's 1, and we're going to cover those up as to help fill out the board. We will separate the building tiles into 3 different categories. We have production buildings. These are going to give you things. 3 corn or 3 potatoes. This is going to give you 3 potatoes. This is going to give you a corner potato or 3 victory points. These just give you things. These are production buildings. You produce different kind of resources. Then we have these buildings, which are your, it's got the little infinity symbol on it, which means they're basically passive abilities. They always are in effect. If you do this, then get this. If you do this, then get this. If you do this, then get this. These are always available and ready for you to go. They are infinity. Then we have, with the new Golden Age modules, we have a new kind of building. This is the palaces. These are palaces. These are special, and you're going to see how these operate a little bit differently. If you put a colored meeple, when you get a new meeple from the village, you can upgrade them, put them on here, and then each of them have a special ability at the end. There's a whole bunch of things that do different special abilities. And we will shuffle these up as well. So, we're going to shuffle up these, and then we're going to put 2 of each building out, which, as you can see, we've actually done that right here because there's not a lot of room. I could put it way over there, but I don't have room to reach way over there. So I put them right here because we're probably not going to be using this section of the map early in the game. So I want to use these. So here's our palaces. Here is our, what do they call them? They call them, they call them production, palaces, and passives. So all your buildings begin with P. Production buildings, passive buildings, and palaces. So all your buildings begin with the letter P. That's, I don't know if that's good or not. Anyways, it should be easier to remember. So we got 2 of each of the buildings out into play. What else do we got to do? Shuffle the army cards, which we did. We gave the AI 1, which you guys can't see it, but we gave the AI 1 right there. We also gave him a face-down building, as you can see that, and a face-down army card. We will we have shuffled. Oops. We shuffled the god cards, and we randomly shuffled 4 out to him, and then we have the rest stacked up right here. And we lay the 4 starting weave cards out. You can tell they are starting weave cards because they have this kind of a light brown background as opposed to this purple background that the normal cards have. So we lay out these 4 in a random order. And then we shuffle up the rest of the weave cards. Shuffle these up. Shuffle, shuffle, shuffle. And understanding the weave cards or tokens are very important. These brown and white ones are they're basically common. You're going to see lots of brown and white. And then the green and white ones are rare. So you're only going to see a couple of those. And more brown and white, more brown and white. There's another green and white. There's another green and white. There's another green and white, but not very many. There's the ultra rare. The red and white one is ultra rare. There's only one of these in the whole thing. So obviously, if you're trying to create a master set, you want to try and get that red and white one. So we will shuffle these cards, or these tokens back up. Alright. It's going to take us a while to get going. So again, if you are just watching later on YouTube and you're like, I don't really want to watch setup, you might want to just skip for like another half an hour because it's going to take a little while for us to get to the point where we're actually playing the game. There's a lot going on. Again, I don't know if I mentioned this, but this game is weighted 4.2 on Board Game Geek. So it's a pretty heavy game. And there's a lot going on, and I'm just trying to make it all manageable, not only for myself, but for you guys out there, so when you're watching, you understand what I'm doing and why I'm doing things. Alright, so we got these tapestries. Boom, we're done. So the AI gets to choose his first for whatever reason. Fine. We always flip over the top one of these, which is going to be important because there you can see why. We don't want matching one. We don't want the matching one. So we go 1, 2, 3, 4. on the 6-sided dice. And it's 2, so he's going to take this one. Lucky him, he matches. Haha, he's kind of dumb. And for us, we're just going to take this one. It doesn't really matter because we just don't want the one that matches that. So the AI will get this right here. Congratulations. And then we will just put the rest of these out of the game. There you go. And put these in there. All right. We're almost pretty much done with setup, I think. Let's see. Tapestries. Give each player 2 stone. The AI. Actually, we start. So we start. I'm going to set these aside for right just a second. There you go. We decide where we want to go first. And that might be based upon several factors. Number one factor might be like what kind of colored meeples we're going to get. Basically what we're going to do on our turn is we're going to play a god card to a different location. Each of the locations have these different kind of symbols. So he's got this symbol right there, which is this one right here, as you can see. He's got this little squiggly line, which is like right there. He's got this little upside down V, which is like this. There's also like one that looks like a little G. There's one that looks like a little H. There's like a little targeting one. There's all kinds of different symbols. So what you're going to do is you're going to play a card, and you're going to put your little meeple down on that spot. So in this case, let's say the AI is going to use this little squiggly line. He's going to put this little green down there on the little squiggly line. That's the only place you can play it. It's where you place a god card. That's why they're called god cards. And then based upon the meeple that you put down and how many that are adjacent to it that are the same color, you get a certain number of actions. In this case, if I was to do this, if this was me and I was doing this, and I put this guy right here, you can see that there is a green meeple that's adjacent to it. I get one action for just putting a thing down. I get a second action if you match the color, so the green one on the green piece or the blue one on the blue piece. And then if for every adjacent meeple that's the same color, you get an extra action as well. So you can see there's these two are adjacent now, so I'd get one action for placing it down and one for having it adjacent. So I would get to either get potatoes, get stone, or get potatoes. You can only activate each location once. You'll see it as we play. That's fine. We start by putting our head priest. This is the head honcho for our team. We're pink. I don't know if I mentioned that. We're the pink team. The AI is this light blue team. There's a temple track that we're going to try and go up the temple track. But one of the expansions we add is this little 2-sided player board that gives you different options to go up on the board. Gives you different rewards, different costs for things. We just put that over the board that comes automatically with the game. That's one of the expansion things. So we're going to go, we got a blue and a red. So putting a blue next to a blue might be what we want to do. Each one of these things at the top, you can activate them with your priest. Each one of these things does something special. So this is production. These are your production buildings. So when you produce, all your buildings that produce things are going to produce things. So if your head honcho, if you move your head honcho over here, you can activate them to do this location, and you can produce things. This one here is the temple, and not the temple, the I forget what they call it, but you basically have these shrines. You have small shrines, and you have large shrines. You can get rid of a large shrine to go up 3 spots on the temple track. You can get rid of the small shrines to go up once on the temple track. That's what that location does. This one here is Conquest. There is 4 different main areas on the board. Each one of these areas allows you to try and conquest it with your military cards. And you'll see it when we do it, but that's what that action's for. This is your Rejuvenate, which allows you to take your pieces that are flipped over and flip them back over so you can activate them again. Rejuvenate is the action. And then this one is the temple track, where you can take your corn, and for each 2 corn you donate, you can go up once on the temple track. So if you donate 6 corn, you can go up 3 spaces on the temple track. So that's what the different spaces on the temple track do. I think for just simplicity's sakes, we're over here by blue. We got a blue meeple. We're going to go there. That's probably a good idea. I could be horribly wrong, but I don't know. The AI will simply follow us. This is a 6-sided dice, but you will notice that there is only 1 1. There is 1 4. There are 2 2s, and there's 2 3s. So it's a 1, 2, 2, 3, 3, 4. That's how it's breaking out. But you're going to roll this, and we're going to move the AI clockwise that many spaces around the board. 4 spaces. So he's going to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So the AI is going to start right there behind us. Right there behind us. We have our tapestry, which, again, with the tapestries, what you're trying to do is several things. You're trying to get all the different tapestries so none of them match. And then you're trying to get the different special abilities to line up and to match and do things. Like, for example, none of these work. And I can't show you because that one doesn't work either. So, anyways, that's what you're trying to do with them. The score track is way up there and goes around the outside of the track. What I'm going to do for score is, because I don't want to have to reach up there every time somebody gets a piece of score, I'm just going to use these for score until we get the tokens over here somewhere. So we're going to use these for keeping track of score. All right, what else do we got to do for setup? So, the AI gets to build stairs in his location that he starts on the first level. So he builds the stairs there, so it's easier for him to go down. So there are 3 levels. And this is kind of an important part of the game, so I'm going to waste some time showing you this because I think it's important. So there is, as you can see, a big pentagram here. There is what they call a section. So each section, it cuts it up into big pie pieces. So there's 1 section. There's 2 sections. There's 3 sections. There's 4 sections. And there's 5 sections. So there's 5 sections. In each section, there is a bottom terrace, a middle terrace, and a top terrace. So this will be the bottom, the middle, and the top. This is not the top of the terrace. That is called the cornicancha. Cornicancha is called the top. We'll just call that the top part, is the cornicancha. Obviously, the only person that can go on the top is going to be your head meeple, your head priest, and that's where all your other people come into play as you're going to put them around the temple. You're going to have to spend resources to put them anywhere other than the top. If they have to come down in the next section, it's going to cost extra resources, and also extra resources if it's not in the section that our priest is right now covering this section of the temple. If we want to put a guy over here that's not in the section that our priest is, it costs us 1 extra potato. And if we put it on the back side, it costs us 3 extra potatoes. So your position of your head priest determines where you're probably going to be putting your pieces out on the board. So that's how it's broken up. This is a segment. Each of these different pie pieces is called a segment. There is different areas you can conquest, which we talked about. This is actually Tawantinsuyu. Over here represents the Anisayu. Down here is the Kolasayu. And this one down here is the Tawantinsuyu. Then we have the village where we can get new people from over there. One of the new expansions allows us to recruit people from here. That is one of the new expansions from the Golden Age, and it's called I forget what it's called, but we'll show you how they operate. And then down here we have nomads that we can recruit as well down there. So, all right, enough blabbering. Let's see if we can get some stuff done. So what we're going to do is we're going to shuffle up these god cards so you can see there's no shenanigans going on. And so the AI starts with a bunch of resources. As you can see, we're a little bit different. What we do is we draw 8 of these cards. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So we draw 8 cards. And well, basically we are going to discard 5 of them to get the rewards at the bottom. So like this one will get us a stone and let us build a stairs. This one will let us build a stone and get a small statue. This one would give us a weaving. This one would get us one of the doubles and 3 victory points. This gets us a stone, a potato, and a victory point. This gets us a gold, and this gets us a stone, and lets us build a building. So, lots of choices we can do. We just have to figure out what we want to do. The resources in this game, for you that are at home wondering, these are potatoes. They're very common. They are the most common and easiest resource to get. So this is kind of like the lowest end. The next hardest to get is stone. It's still pretty common, but you're going to be using it to build all your buildings and build your stairs and stuff like that. So stone, very important. Probably your most difficult resource to get is going to be your corn. It's not as easy to get. There's only a few special ways to get it, and it's kind of valuable to get. You're going to need it to go up the temple. You're going to need it for certain things, and you're going to need it. And you're not going to have a whole bunch of it. And the last but not least is gold. Gold is, of course, the rarest of all resources. But it's a wild. You can use it for any other resource. You can use it for corn, stone, or potatoes. Those are your different resources. All right. So when we're looking at this, when it says, oh, give us a gold, do we want a gold? Well, we might. We didn't get a lot of resource generating cards, to be honest. We only got we got a couple that are just giving us gold. Nothing that gives us zero that gives us potatoes. Zero that gives us corn. We got a few that are giving us. Oh, that's not true. We got one that's giving us one potato. That's all we have is one stinking potato. We got a really bad draw, to be honest. I think we got a really bad draw. So we got all these things we could build, but we don't have any resources to actually spend them to build. Like we got to build we could build a statue, we can build some stairs, we can build a building, but all those cost resources that we didn't get on the rest of our cards, which kind of stinks. Kind of stinks. So, what I'm going to do is these are the cards I'm going to turn in. I'm going to get a stone and a potato. And we're going to just start stacking up everything over here as I earn it. And a victory point. So again, we're going to be keeping track of victory points on this. We're winning 1-0. We win. Here is a stone. Boom. This is a stone and the ability to build stairs. But again, that's going to take some resources to do that, I think. Doesn't it cost resources to do that? Yeah. It costs 3 stone to build stairs. So I do have the 3 stone if I wanted to do that. And then this gives us another stone. So literally we got 4 stone and a potato from all that. And then we have 1 victory point. The ability to build a small statue. The ability to build stairs and the ability to get a building. But here's the problem. Buildings cost 2 potatoes and a stone for the production buildings. For the I keep thinking presence building. It's not the presence. It begins with a P. I forget the name, but it's the ones that are always in persistent buildings. Cost a corn and a stone. We didn't get a single corn. Now we do start the game with 2 stone, so we have a little bit of stone we can use. So what I might do here, let me see. If I build that, it's going to cost me 3 stone. And I can build the stairs. If I build the stairs, I get some victory points. And I get 2 potatoes and a corn. So that might be worth it. Okay, so I'm going to spend 3 stone. And I'm going to build the stairs. And I'm going to build the stairs right here. Because why not? We're in that section anyways. It'll make it cheaper. It makes it too cheaper to go down. So in the next section to build costs you 2 extra food. So if I wanted to put a guy down here, it cost me 2 extra food, minus 2 for having the stairs. So it wouldn't cost us nothing extra. And then to come down to the bottom, it costs you 5 extra. If you had a second set of stairs, it'd be minus 2 and minus 2. So it only costs you 1 extra food to go all the way down the bottom if you had that. So to build the stairs, we get 2 potatoes. 2 potatoes and a corn. And we get a victory, 4 victory points. So we are up to 5. We're killing them. 5-0. All right. We also have these 2 resources we started with. So we could build a building now. We could build a statue. A small statue costs 3 stone. And it gets us 3 victory points. So it's either going to be a statue or a building. Each one of these buildings has a special ability. But a statue, what does a statue do? What a statue does is if you play a god card that matches any statue that you have, you get the bonus on the bottom. So if we play this card, we would get this little meeple and 3 victory points. If we had this statue, say this one here, the little H, if we played this god card, we would get a gold. So anytime you match the god card with any statue you have. So that's what they are. They're ways to generate resources for free, which I do like. So depending on where we're going to go on our first play, we should probably get the one that matches what we're going to do. That allows us to actually build a building. That allows us to build a building. If we have the stone, which we won't have the stone if we spend it, so we won't be able to build a building, will we? No. I'm just trying to think ahead what I want to do. So, this would get us a gold. That's not where we want to go, actually. We want to go the blue one there. Yes, this is where we want this one. Okay, so we're going to build a statue. We are going to build a statue. And the statue we're going to build is going to cost us 3 stone. And the statue we're going to build is going to be the tic-tac-toe board. I'm sure they all have proper names. I don't know what they are. So we're going to look at the one that looks like a tic-tac-toe board. So boom, that's the one we're going to build. All right. So that's 4. We still need to get rid of 1 more. Which we'll just get rid of this one and get a gold. So after all that, we have a little bit of a few little meeples, a few little things, and the rest of these get shuffled back into the deck. And we are ready to go, I believe. What am I forgetting about? I don't know. Alright, so that goes there. We are done. I think we're ready to go. Let me just make sure there's no other like crazy setup thing I'm forgetting about. Oh, one of the things we are doing is we are adding this personality token to the AI bot. So he's going to go up the temple track and get a gold whenever he activates that location. Otherwise, he would just get a gold. We're done. We're done. We're ready to go. I think we're ready. Are we ready? All right. We already added these pieces on the end of the board because we have these pieces, which is another new fancy thing for the expansion. You can see the normal board comes just blank. We have these pieces. You can cover it up. And when you have those locations, each location represents a country, and this country will give you this or this area, if you are winning this area in conquest, then you get the special ability if you put one of your conquest markers on it. The AI has their own special ones that match the 4 that are out there on their player board. And yeah, I think that's it. I think we're ready. If I forgot something, I apologize. We're going to start anyways. Alright, so on your turn, you can basically do one of a few different options. You can place a worker. You're going to grab one of your little meeples and you're going to put it out there in a section that you have the God card for. That's option number 1. Option number 2 is you can move your priest either 1 or 2 spaces forward and activate that location and then take 2 secondary actions. The secondary actions are moving your priest, praying, training, recruiting, and spreading cultural influence. Then the end of your turn, you can try and recruit some workers over there in the village, and you'll see all that in action, I'm sure, as we play. Let's go. So, I'm going to activate. We've set this all up to do one thing and the one thing alone. I'm going to activate this location, this God card. I can put it anywhere I want that matches this location. I can put it here, as long as I can pay to put them there. As long as you're putting it on the upper level, it doesn't cost you anything extra if it's in the section your priest is facing. If I was to put it next to my priest, one section over, either left or right of where my priest is facing over here, if I was to go in this section or this section, which is adjacent to the section he is facing, costs you 1 extra, I think it's potatoes, but I would have to double check. If you're in the section behind your priest, which are going to be the 2 sections back there, it costs 3, I believe. So you always want to go where your priest is facing, or mostly. So I'm going to go here. You can see there's a cubed space right there that matches what we have there, and it's blue. The blue guys, which are the architects. Are they the architects? I think they're the architects. Yes, they're the architects. They have a special ability. Perform an additional task when placed on a blue space. Blue to blue. They get an extra. So, by putting this guy here on the blue, I get 1 action. Because the blue matches the blue, I get a 2nd action. And then because this piece is adjacent to all the pieces that I connect. So this piece here connects to this space, it connects to this space, and it connects to that space. Every space in the board connects to 3 spaces. If you then have an adjacent piece that matches the same colors you put out, you get an extra action. So in this case, I get 1 action for having that piece, 1 action because it's blue, and I have a 3rd action because this matches that. Now, because I played a God card and I owned the statue, as you can clearly see, I get the reward on the bottom, which is a tapestry. I can either take the top tapestry, or I can take the first piece randomly from the top. That's my choice. Now I know this is my tapestry currently. This is the tapestry on top. They're not the same, so it's going to be different, although it won't match. Any of the resources don't match. So we can either try to get a match with this, try to get a better one, whatever. So I think, yeah, what we're going to do, here's the problem. I could draw a common and it could match us, and then we're screwed. But I'm going to try. I'm going to discard this, the bottom, and then draw this one. And that one is... Oh, it's the red one. Are you kidding me? We got the special red, super rare one. Wow, that is amazing. Okay, and then we flip up the top one. So, and then we put it in our chain. Once it's there, you can't change it. You can start another tapestry, but the object in this game is to get the biggest, longest tapestry. So we're going to just put that down like that. And that worked out pretty good for us. Woohoo! All right. So this goes in what they call the offering. There can be 3 God cards here in the offering, which we're going to have to put here because I got no other space for it. And let's see if I can slide this over a little bit. Did I tell you it was 5-0? We're winning 5. We got 5 after setup. That's pretty good. I'm going to slide this over a little bit more. Okay. Probably be making fine-tune adjustments this whole game. All right. So I get 3 actions. Again, each spot is going to be connected to 3 things. When you get 1 action, you can choose one of the 3 things to do. If you are connected to 2 of them, you can choose 2 of the 3 things to do, but they can't be the same one. If you're connected to 3, you can do all 3 actions in any order, but you can't double up. You can only do 1 of each action. If you have 4 or more, you can do the first 3 actions and then repeat one of them. So that's the only way to repeat is if you have multiple. Like the next time I put a blue down here, I'm going to have 2 adjacent plus bonuses and that and another thing. I might have 4 actions. But in this case, I only have 3 actions. My actions are get 2 stone. I got 2 stone. Get 3 potatoes. Let's get some potatoes. 1, 2, 3. We got plenty of potatoes. And the last thing is build some stairs. To build stairs costs 3 stone. Okay. I'm going to do that. I'm going to spend 2 stone and a gold. Again, gold can be used for anything. And I'm going to build the stairs. And the stairs I'm going to put in. So the way, again, stairs can only go into each section. There's a top and a bottom. And if when you build the lower level stairs, whoever has the higher stairs gets an extra 2 victory points. So if I was to build this here, I'm going to have 4 victory points plus 2 for having the stairs above it. Although I could go there and kind of give us more options earlier in the game, which I think is what I'm going to do. So it's gonna be 3 stone, which I paid, and I'm going to get 2 potatoes. 1, 2. And I'm going to get a corn. And a corn. And 4 victory points. We're up to 9-0. We're killing this guy. Poof. This game is easy. Alright, so that was my action. I put my meeple down. I did all my actions that I can do. Now it's the end of my turn. Alright, so you have a worker limit in this game. Your worker limit is 2 guys that are ready to be built. You might have a guy on here, like if I had a white guy here on this one and he was standing up or sitting down, those do not count. This is a special expansion board thing that doesn't count. All right. But normally your limit is 2 guys. You can only have 2 guys. I am going to recruit a guy. You can see there's a bunch of guys over here. You can either recruit a guy from the top by spending a potato, or you can go from the bottom and spend a corn. So if you want the guy in the bottom of the chain, you got to spend a corn. And if you spend from the top of the chain, it costs you a potato. I have a lot more potatoes. I'm going to spend a potato. And I want the green guy anyways, because there's a lot of green guys over there. And I think that would be good. So we're going to get a green guy. And we spend our potato. I can only have 2 guys. You check at the end of your turn. If you have any more than 2, you have to discard them. Again, these are guys that are out and available, ready to be built. These are not guys that will be on your extra player boards. So, that's my turn. Let's go to the AI. The AI, first thing it does is it checks whether it can activate its priest for something. It's going to look in the next section and the section after that. So it's going to look and see, does he have any face-up buildings? Well, he's got a face-down building, but not a face-up building. So he wouldn't choose to go to this spot and produce because he's got nothing to produce. None of the buildings are available. So we can ignore that. Next thing is, does he have a statue? Either a small statue or a large statue. Does he have a statue? Oh, by the way, when you build these, you get 3 victory points. I think I took the victory points. But he doesn't have a statue. So, because he's not going to move his priest here, he's not going to move his priest here, he's not going to activate his priest. So what we're going to do is going to roll this dice, and then we're going to analyze his player board the best way we can to figure out what he's going to do. So, let's roll it. He rolled a 3. Okay. So what we knew is there are several different avenues of things he can do. We look at the top. If he rolled a 4, he would activate this location. If he rolled a 1 or 2, he would activate one of these 2. But he didn't. He rolled a 3. So we look at this section, which is 3. In this case, he's going to get 2 stone. 2 stone. Okay. And then we do look down at the bottom section. And the bottom section says he wants to build stairs. And there are rules and all kinds of information on this sheet that I've got covered up with all these extra pieces. But fortunately for us, there's 4 copies of this sheet in the book, or in the box, so we can just look at this box. And we can see that this action, building stairs, right? It tells you, builds where is high priest section if he can. Otherwise, the next section clockwise in a valid spot. Avoids building under yours if possible. And he always prefers to build upper steps. Receives the usual rewards. So, can he build some stairs? Yes, as a matter of fact, he can spend 3 stone, just like a wood, to build stairs. So he's got his little stairs. And he normally would build them right where his priest is at. But he's already got stairs there, so he's not going to build them there. So he would go clockwise or counterclockwise? Let's look and see. Clockwise. So we look clockwise. Can he go here? No, I've already built there. Can he go here? No, I've already built there. Can he go here? Yes, he can. So he's going to. He's going to build them right there. And he receives the rewards as usual. So he's going to get 2 potatoes and a corn. Congratulations, 2 potatoes and a corn. And victory points, 4 of them. He's on the board with 4. Again, I'm not going to reach over there to move victory points. We're just going to use this. He has 4. I have 9. His turn's done. Oh, wait. His turn is not done, as he rolled a 3. Right? So this is an important part that I almost forgot. He rolled a 3 to activate these. So he takes the God card from the 3rd position, 1, 2, 3, and he's going to put this God card out with his meeple. And he always does his oldest and newest meeples. And in this case, Green was oldest, then blue. So he's going to put his green meeple on the V in his section. So we look at his section. All right. Is there a V in his section? There isn't a V in his section, actually, which is a little weird. Is this covering it up? No. I don't know where his V is. So he would go then clockwise to the next location. He always tries to build in the first festival. What's going on? How you doing, buddy? Absolutely mental. Yeah, right. I know it. So he's going to go, I think he looks clockwise for the next V. So he's going to put this in the V section right there. Boom. And then he's going to put this in the offering, and he's going to draw a new God card to replace that one. We got to remember to do that. That's kind of important. So we've been going just over an hour, and we got one turn for me in and one turn for the AI in. Woohoo! But we did a lot of tutorial, explanation, setup, and all that extra stuff. So it does take a little while. I could have started right off the bat, but I wanted to give you guys some context and what's going on so you understand what you're looking at. Because, yes, there's a lot going on. Our turn. It's our turn. All right. We got a lot of potatoes sitting over here. We got 2 tapestries, which is nice. We would like that tapestry, which would maybe match something we can do or not. What I'm gonna do is, all right. So, the AI at the end of their turn, during the first festival, they will try to get somebody from the village if they have nobody remaining. They have one remaining, so he's not going to try to get one from the festival right now. So it's our turn. We would like to get some resources. Would be great. Unfortunately, this guy went right where we were going to go. Unfortunately for us, that would have been a perfect spot because we would have 2 adjacents. We can still go over here, but we don't have that God card. Again, we have to go where we have a God card. So we only have the little squiggly line and the little H. That doesn't really help us match up with anything right now. I would like maybe because we got a green one. Oh, you know what we could do is draw the red. The red one is the warrior. Wherever you put the warrior down, you can take one adjacent meeple and add it to your thing. So you kind of capture an enemy piece. That could be good. So I can move my priest to the next section of the next one. That's going to go to a conquest one. We don't have any military cards or anything like that. We could move up here, which would move us up once on the track. That's not the greatest of options either. We don't have any stone. Getting some stone would be good. We can only go to these 2 locations. The little squiggly line and the little H, the sideways H. You can see in our section, there isn't. We'd have to come down the 2nd level, which might not be a bad option. We're going to do that. We're going to spend this God card. I'm going to spend this God card. And this green meeple. And we're going to come down here. We're going to come to the second level, but we're going to use our stairs. So it normally costs 2 extra food to go down one level. And this, you got stairs. So it's basically free to go down for us. If the AI did that, it would give us a victory point, which would be okay. So we're going to go here, and the reason we're going to go there is, well, it's a squiggly line, but it's a green. We're going to put a green meeple down. So the green meeple matches the green color, so I get an extra action. So 1 for placing it, 1 for having the color match, and then we don't have any adjacents. So we have 2 actions we can perform. The first action is going to be to get 2 stone. Second action is going to be to get a tapestry. And then we put this in the offering. And tapestry, again, we could take the one from the top, which we know is different than the 2 that we have. So we're just going to take this one and not risk drawing another one. And now our tapestry, again, when we put this down, we could try to line up anything. If we were to have these 2 match, then they would give us a bonus. But unfortunately, we don't have that. So I guess we'll put it like this. And then we flip up the top, and it's different than any of the ones we got. So getting that one might be good. All right, so there's our 2 actions. AI gets to go. Again, does he produce? No, he doesn't have any buildings that he can produce. And does he have any statues? No, he doesn't. So he's not going to activate his high priest. So he's going to activate and do an action. Let's see what he does. Oh, he rolled a 3 again. Interesting. All right, so he's going to take his 3rd little piece. He's going to activate. After he activated these guys the first time, these would have moved ahead 1, 2, 3 spaces. This would have moved ahead 3 spaces, and it would have been done. Okay, so he is going to boom, boom, activate his 3s. That's not a 3. That's not a 3. Here's the 3. He's going to get 3 potatoes. 1, 2, 3 potatoes. And then potatoes, he does something special. We're going to talk about that here in a second when he gets 5 potatoes. And then this is get a tapestry. He's going to move 1, 2, 3 spaces ahead. This is going to move 1, 2, 3 spaces ahead. Okay. Whenever he gets 5 potatoes, the AI just turns in 5 potatoes and gets 5 victory points. Which he will do, and he's up to 9, just like that. So it's 9 to 9 right now. He takes his card, he goes to put it in the offering. The offering can only have 3, so these 3 go to the bottom of the deck, and then he just puts his out there. He will take the top one, boom, boom, boom. These moved ahead, 3 spaces each. He has to put his little meeple out. What are we doing? He's got to put his little meeple out. We forgot again. So he needs a little squiggly line. And he's going to put his little guy out in the little squiggly line. There it goes. Now he doesn't have a meeple. So what he's going to do, he's going to purchase a meeple. And he's going to purchase a meeple. I don't think he actually buys the meeple. I think he just gets it for free. Is that true? Let's see. Does he get the meeple for free at the end of his turn? Let's find out. Okay. Let's see if it says here on the board. If at the end of her turn she has 0 workers, Pachamama recruits 1 worker from the village rolling a die. 1 or 4 is from the corn side. 2 or 3 is from the potato side. One or 4 is from the corn side. 2 or 3 is from the potato side, but he just, when does he, he probably would do that before he turns in his 5 potatoes. So he would only do that maybe at the end of his turn. So take these 5 victory points off the board. He's back to 4. As he would spend 1, because he rolled a 3, he's going to get the top one over there, and that is going to go onto his player board. I believe that's what he would do. Okay. Our turn. So you can see the board is starting to fill up already. So we only have 1 worker. We should have recruited a worker. We completely forgot. We got to remember to do that. Otherwise, we're going to be very, very sorry that we are dumb. All that's left is priests over there. When all those from the village are done, then we'll have a festival. We'll show you how to do that and when we get to it. All right. So we have the buildings. Buildings are going to cost a stone and 2 potatoes, a stone and a corn, or a stone and a potato. We need to recruit a white guy because I want to show you how this works. So we definitely want to do that here in a minute. So we only have a red guy. Where can we go with the red guy? We can only go to this location because that's the only God card we own. How do we get more God cards? Well, we can do an action. We can move the high priest. We can pray. You can train and recruit. Take 1 worker from the nomads. Right. So we might need to do that next time because we're going to be pretty much out of God cards. So okay. Is it... I need to find out if you, when you build adjacent, if you put your guy down, placing a worker costs. Costs 1 food to place in adjacent section. Right. Okay, that's what I wanted to make sure. So we can only put where this little guy is. And I am going to place this, and I'm going to put this guy right here. And the warrior special ability is take one adjacent guy. So I could take the green one or I can take the white one. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the white one and I'm going to show you why. Yeah. I'm going to take the white one because the white one's adjacent to me. All right. So, what I'm going to do with this white one is, again, these are palace cards. You notice the top of my palace card is a white meeple. I can turn this guy, I can stand him up on my board, and I get to make him a, what do they call him? I get to make him a, not a general. There's some kind of big fluting, high fluting kind of guy. Noble. I can make him a noble. So I'm going to make him a noble. So he's going to stay on my board. He doesn't count as piece. But basically, when he's standing up, I can activate my special ability here on my thing, which we're going to look at here in a second. But when I put my meeple here, I can then go to this section and I can recruit one of these guys for free. I'm going to take this green/blue. This guy counts as green and blue for all purposes. When I put him down, I can say, oh, he's a blue meeple. And then adjacency, oh, he's a green meeple. I can mix and match this guy to my heart's content. So, that's what I'm going to do. Now, we have to replace that empty spot. Boom, boom, boom. All right. So, I put my red guy over there. My red guy didn't match this, unfortunately. But what it does is it will allow me to build a building. Or I can get some combat cards. Or I can get some more stone. I think I'm going to build a building, though. I'm liking building a building. So let's see what we can do. But before we do that, time out, everybody. Let's look at our X04 is the name of mine. X04. Let's read about it so I can know what it does and how it does its thing. So, it's a white, as you can see up at the top. When constructing a palace, so that means when I construct another palace, there's a whole bunch of them over here I can construct. Here's some more that are out, ready to go, if I wanted them. When I construct a palace, trigger a complete purchasing of weavings. So when I purchase a palace, I can then trigger the ability to purchase weavings, just like I would do on the board, like if I activated this spot. So every time I build a palace, I can do that for free. Then at the end of the game, I'm going to give 5 victory points if I have at least 3 green or blue workers, nobles, and newcomers. So there's a green and a blue right there. So at the end, I need to have 3 or more for 5 victory points. All right, so that's what my special thing does. If we look at the ones that are out and ready to play, this one here is 03. So it's a red. So if you put a red guy on here, when advancing on the temple track, regardless of the number of steps, you may rejuvenate any 2 production buildings or army cards or nobles. So you can refresh 2 things whenever you go up the temple track. And then if you have at least 6 brown and white tapestries, which are the common ones, if you have 6 or more of them, you get 5 victory points. And then this one here is number 15. Let's see what this guy does. It's a green meeple. When you place a priest, you may advance your high priest, which is the guy in the middle, by 1 space without activating it. So basically you'll move your priest up on the top for free. And then play another god card from your hand and to receive the benefit at the bottom of the card for free. So whenever I play a priest, I can move this guy and then spend another card to get the bonus on the bottom. That's what that does. Nice. Okay. So I put out my warrior. He's captured a guy, which I put on here. And these refresh, these lay down. And as long as they're standing, you can activate this. So that might be interesting to do. So that is my turn. I'm done. Once again, the AI. Does he have? What's he got to do? Does he have a building? No. Does he have any statues? No. So he's not. He's gonna do his normal. He's gonna do his normal, and we're just gonna roll for him and see what he does. Another 3. Are you kidding me? I don't know if that's good or bad. So he's gonna look at this and this meeple. Can he put this meeple out anywhere? Let's see. So he's looking for a diamond in his section. Is there a diamond? There is a diamond right there. So he's going to put the meeple out on the diamond. Put this in the offering. Draw a new card. And then he's going to advance all of his stuff and recruit and do things. So here, he's going to go up the temple track and get a gold. So he gets a gold. And he's going to go up 1 on the temple track. He's actually at -2 spot. And then this moves add 3 spaces. 1, 2, 3. Then he is going to... Is he going to get... Oh, he might get... He's going to try and get a statue here if he can afford it. Can he afford it? Buys a large statue if possible. Otherwise, a small one. He can buy a small one because he has 3 stone. So he will spend the 3 stone, and he will get a small statue. So which one does he get? You randomly roll 1, 2, 3. We're going to move this up on whatever one he rolls, and he doesn't own that one. So 4. He's going to. Ooh, he's going after the one we got. He's just a big copycat. So he's going to get this statue. Boom, boom. And that's going to get him 3 victory points. 3 victory points. 1, 2, 3. He's up to 7 now. 3 victory points. All right. I think that is that. Nope, he's gonna get a guy. He is gonna get a guy. And again, it's 1 and 4 is the bottom. 2 to 3 is the top. So he's going to spend a potato. And I forgot to get a guy on my turn. Son of a bitch. I keep forgetting to do that. You got to remember that, Jester. I got so excited about building this guy, I forgot all about it. Son of a bitch. I would have retconned that. I would have spent a potato. I would have got the guy at the top. There. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to retcon that a little bit. Okay. Our turn. Our turn. We're out of God cards, so we can't place the guy down. So we're going to have to activate to do 2 special actions. This looks monstrous. Just going to work for a bit while I run the ticket for my 1991 payoff pitch replay. It is a monster game. It is a monster game. Josh, how you doing? What the heck is this? This, my friend, is Tawantinsuyu. Tawantinsuyu. And the expansions. And all of its glory. It is a monster Euro game with complexity of 4.2. 4.2 according to Board Game Geek. So it is pretty heavy. So it's taken us a while to kind of explain what's going on. Hopefully you're following along. Alright. So, and we're playing with the expansion and all the extra modules. Everything's in there. Let's go. If you're going to do it, you got to go big, my friends. Alright, so that was the AI's turn. It is our turn. We need to get some God cards. So we're going to spend 2 what they call secondary actions. Our secondary actions are going to be to get God cards. We can draw them from the offering or from the top of the deck. But again, we would like ones that match us. Because we get free bonus. So we're going to draw from the top of the deck. And we're going to draw from the top of the deck. And we didn't get either one that matched. That was kind of bad. So that was our first action. Our second action is... Our second action... we are going to draw 2 of these. We haven't shuffled these yet, or you haven't seen us shuffle them, so I'm going to shuffle them just to make sure you guys know. We're going to draw 2 God cards, and we get to keep 1. Our God cards. These are not God cards. These are combat cards. Alright. Alright. So we draw 2. And then we would keep 1. So here's 2 figures. Here's 1 figure. Then there's bonuses on the bottom of each of these. This is a much better card. We're going to keep this one. We're going to discard this one. Never to be seen again. So there's our 2 actions. We could have advanced our guy on this, but we chose to do what we did. Alright, the AI now. The AI is going to be doing something different. He actually has a thing. He's got a thing, so he's going to activate his thing. So he's going to move 2 spaces forward. 1, 2. Wait, before we go anywhere, it's the end of our turn. Do we want to buy this meeple? We don't want to buy that meeple because we have 2 guys. Anyways, so he's going to slide on over there. And he is going to perform the action. The action is going to be the selling of the statues. That's what he's going to try to do. Does he have 1 or more statues? Yes. He's going to sell as many as he can. He has 1. He's going to try to sell the 1. He sells it. He goes up 1 on the temple track. Now, how does he go up on the temple track? 1 or 2, he goes to the left. 3 or 4, he goes to the right. In this case, he's going to the right. And when he goes to the right, you always get the reward to the left of that. So that is a potato and a God card. The AI doesn't get God cards. He doesn't need them. So he gets a potato. And I think in lieu of a God card, he would get some funky something. What would he get? He would get... think he gets a gold if he can't do that, but I'm not seeing it, so I'm not sure. I think I remember. I'm not going to give him anything because I think the rule is you give him whatever he can afford. He gets the potato, but the gold, the God card, he's not going to need. So I guess you would just ignore that. I could be wrong. If you think I'm wrong, let me know in the comments section down below. I'd be more than happy to see. So. That's what he would do. And then the second thing he's going to do is he would when he does the board actions, he's going to take a God card, or he's going to take a warrior card, I believe is what he would do. I believe that's what he would do. I could be wrong. Just doing it the best I can. So, that's what he does. He would not get that last warrior, last priest out there because he has one. And so, that one's sitting out there. Eventually, we're going to need it. Alright, so we have got the killer move of all killer moves right now. We are going here with our blue/green meeple because we are literally adjacent to 4 other blue meeples plus 1 for putting it down, so we're going to get 5 actions. 5 actions. And if this was a blue location, which I think is green, I think it's a black location. If that was a blue location, we would literally get 6 actions. But in this case, we're adjacent to 4 other blues, and we get 1 for putting it down, so that's 5 actions. So we get to do all 3 of those actions once. That's going to be 2 stone, 3 potatoes, and then we can build a building, which, we would like to maybe start producing some things. So we're going to build this building here, which is going to cost us 2 potatoes and a stone. 2 potatoes and a stone. Okay. That is our third action. Then we have 2 more actions. Action number 1 is going to be 2 more stone. And action number 2 is going to be another build. And in this case, we're going to take this one, which is going to start getting us a lot of victory points. It's going to cost us a corn and a stone. Corn and a stone. Corn and a stone. This one says, every time we have a festival, which is going to be every time pretty soon, we get a victory point for the longest tapestry that we have. Right now we have a tapestry of 3. That's pretty good, pretty decent. And that's that. We can add some new buildings. Oh, throwing that one across the table. That seemed like a really good turn for us. I'm very happy with that outcome. No! I couldn't go there. I have to freaking retcon everything we just did because, yes, I need that piece to go there. Dummy, 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 I forgot. I don't have the card to go there, dummy. I am a dummy. Oh my god. I gotta put these back. I gotta put this back. I gotta put this back. I gotta put this back. I got resources. I got 3 potatoes. And 2 stone. And 2 stone. But then I spent 2 stone, a corn, and 2 potatoes. So I would get 2 potatoes, 2 stone, and a corn back. Wow, that was very embarrassing. You can't be doing things like just putting things down willy-nilly like that. They have to go down with a purpose. We can only go to these G areas because that's the stupid things we got. So I'm going to save this piece. So we'll put the white piece down. Actually, no. I can do the same thing with the G piece. Holy cow, look at that. Right there's a G. 1. Yes, I'm still adjacent. Well, I'm adjacent to 1, 2, 3. I'm adjacent to 4 there. But because I'm a green, I match the green, I'm going to do 5. Yes, I can do what I just did all over again. Look at that. Okay. So I will get 2 stone. Wait, no, I'm going to get different ones now, aren't I? Yes, because I can't get the stone. Oh, that's a bummer. I'm going to get 3 potatoes. I'm going to draw 2 God cards and choose 1. I will choose the corn. Put this guy away. And then I can build something, which will be a this and a this. And I will build this. Okay, that's my 3. I get 2 more, which there's going to be another 2 of these cards, which are going to be this. And another building, which is going to be this, which is 2 potatoes and a corn or a stone. All right, so I can basically do what I did by just moving the piece to a different spot. And instead of getting stone, I'm going to get potatoes instead. So it's 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Yes, because I'm a green, I get the match. I get 1, putting it down and matching is 2. This one's adjacent 3, that one's adjacent 4, and this one's adjacent. So I had 5 actions, not 6. Okay, so I'm still good. Wow, that was awesome. Now, at the end of our turn, do we want to buy that white meeple and cause the festival to end? I think we do. So we're going to spend a potato. And now we have this little token to let us know that the festival, before we start our turn, next turn, we get a victory point. We're up to 10 for, I believe, for advancing the festival. Okay, AI has his last go. So the next 2 is Conquest. So we got to see what he would do to Conquest. Does he have... Oh, we would Conquest, actually. Oh, we're going to have Conquest. Because he has more face down cards. This is actually bad for him because, okay, this is going to be interesting. How is this going to get handled? Because we don't have anyone in the. If we don't have anyone there, do we take someone from the? I don't know. All right, conquest. Alright, immediately upon, you must select a worker from either end of the village and place it in the casualty of war. If the village is empty, select one from the nomads. Instead of drawing a worker from the bag and place it, then draw a worker from the bag and place it in this empty nomad space. 1 potato each. Okay. Alright, we're getting here. Alright, so because there's no one in the village, he's going to take someone from the nomads area. So before he does anything, he's going to move there. His first action is to conquest, and this is one of the most involved, so just bear with us. So normally you would take one of the villagers and move him up into the casualty of war box. But there is no one there. So you're going to take one of the nomads, which is down here, and move it up there. Number 1, which is the yellow. Okay. Now we're going to add a new guy back to the nomads. And it's a yellow. Okay. All right. That's that. Now, all players can then flip up their combat cards. All right, and for him, okay, we do have these new locations coming out now, which are going to go away in a minute because at the end of the round, at the end of the festival, you refresh everything, so we'll see. All right. So, first time we do this, we're going to go through it a little bit slower here. He has more available soldiers than the number of workers in the casualty of war area. Available soldiers are soldiers on face-up army cards on the table, plus any soldiers on army cards in his hand. These 2 cards that were laying there were in his hand. So obviously it was higher than 0 because there was nothing in there until right now. So, let's look in the expansion book to see if there's any updated information on... Alright, so Pachamama plays all their combat cards from their hand into this area for free. So he doesn't cost him anything. For us, each card costs us 1 potato. So we have these 3. We're going to put these out. 1, 2, 3 cards. That's going to cost us 1, 2, 3 potatoes. All right. She's going to choose a conquest region using the following priorities, ignoring ones she cannot pay for any of the remaining spaces. She can only take control of by placing 1 conquest marker she can pay for. She's going to take the region with the fewest total markers, the region with the fewest of her markers, and then randomly choosing. So right now there's nothing out in any of the different locations. So she can basically take over any one of those. So she starts here and she rolls a die. And then she's going to move that many spaces clockwise to see which location she would like to take over. In this case, it's 2. 1, 2. So she's looking at this area up there, I believe is how she does it. All right, so what she can do is she's going to try to spend... She then places a conquest marker on the rightmost empty space of that region that she can leisurely pay for, which she just by discarding and flipping army cards. So she can pay for, she's got 2 cards, so she can only get to, she's got a total of 3 figures. She can go to the 3rd space over, which is discard a 2. So she can discard this where that has 2, and turn it face down, and then kill a 1. And that is going to put her on that spot right there, which is going to get her 4 victory points. 1, 2, 3, 4. She's up to 11. She is winning. Alright, so this is killed. She doesn't have any more cards. Alright. Now for me, we can go up to and I had to play this G, which would have reset them when I played my guy down there. All right, so what I'm thinking about, I have a total of 5 guys. You can only go to 1 location. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go here and kill off 3. So 1. So I don't need to bring that guy out. So I'm going to get a thing back. So I can kill off 3 guys, and I can. Ooh, is that just get 2 tapestry, or is that? Let me see what that is. Hang on, I got to see what that is. Is a reward. Purchase weavings. Yeah. All right. So purchase. I get to purchase 2 weavings by killing off these 3 guys. This is the spoils of war, basically. And I'm gonna put my little piece right there. So I am going to take the top piece. And I'll just take the next piece, and we'll see if it's any good. Yes, it is actually. Very nice. Oh, and the next piece up is a green one. So let's see if we can figure out. Put that like that. And we'll put that like that. So I literally have a piece that's 5 long, which is important because our building, remember our building? During the festival, gain 1 victory point for the longest tapestry. Right now, that's 5 victory points for us. Right now. Alright, so that was our little conquest. We conquest over there. Then it goes back to the AI. If he has any remaining, which he doesn't have any remaining, I don't think he can do anything. Because all his guys are gone, or dead, or, used up. So, she will take an army card as her second action. Because she's got 1 card, and there's 1 in there, so she tries to get more conquest back, I believe, is what is going on there. So, we are where are we? What are we doing? All right, so that was the AI's first and second action. Second action was to take the card. First action was the conquest. So now we are going to the festival. And this is going to be a thing. Because I have not done the festival yet. Let's see if there's any special rules. Okay, festival is performed according to the normal rules, except instead of he gets 1 victory point per weaving, so he's only going to get 1 victory point there. That's 12. Doesn't pay potatoes for all of his god cards, and gets 2 victory points if he's behind us on the track. So we just need to yeah, that's the same thing. Okay, I just need to figure out how to do the festival now. All right. Alright, festival. Alright, each time the village empties, the active player takes the festival token and immediately receives 1, 2, or 4 victory points. The third festival also marks the end of the game. At the beginning of the following turn, the player holding the festival token resolve the festival in the following order. Players perform a free merchant task. So anything that matches in your weavings, you get to take a merchant action. So this would be a refresh action. For us, it matches. Nothing else matches. But unfortunately, we didn't use any of our things, so we don't get to refresh anything. Each player receives the victory points on the right of the current position of the temple track and the resources, if any, depicted on the left of the position. Each player receives a victory point to the right of the current position on the temple track. So he gets 2 victory points. Boo. He's up to 14. I'm still at 10. Oh, and the resources depicted on the left. So he's also going to get a potato and a god card, but again, he doesn't do god cards, so he's going to spend the 5 and get 5 victory points. He's up to 19. He's winning big now. Okay. Players must pay 1 potato for each god card in hand. I have 1. I will spend 1 potato. I also get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 victory points, so I'm up to 15 because of this. Check conquest. The player who has the most conquest markers scores victory points equal to the current number of workers in the casualty of war area. So yeah, I own this area, he owns that area. That's going to be... So he's got 1. So it's only 1 victory point. He's up to 20. And I get 1. I'm up to 16. Because I own this area with 1, and yeah, I think that's right. And there's only 1 guy in the casualties of war. We're going to take guys out of the bag and refill up the location. Red. Yellow. Blue. Red. Yellow. Red, yellow, blue. Yellow, red, yellow, blue. Alright. We, I believe, refreshed the buildings. More potatoes. All right. We then take. Ooh. We take guys out of the bag and we cover up all the spots that say 2. There's going to be 1 in each section again. 1. 1. 1. 1. 1. And I believe that's everyone. Can't remember if that should have been. Don't recall. I don't recall. What can I say? All right, I think that's everything. I think that's everything. We are going first. Well, jeez. Let's see what we got there. I would like to get that tapestry, actually. That would be pretty cool, actually. So I think I need more God cards again. I'm going to need more stone. I'm out of stone again. I'm going to need some God cards. So I'm going to draw a God card from the top, God card from the top. Wow, 2 terrible ones. Don't match anything I'm doing. Nothing that I'm doing. Let's see. What am I going to do besides the God cards? I think what we'll do... We need to get some food so we can start going up the temple track, which would be nice because there's all kinds of rewards we can get on there. But I also would like to get that nice tapestry there. Things I can do: move the priest, take God cards. Oh yes, so we're gonna take 2 of these, and we're definitely gonna take the 2 warriors. Put this one away. That is our turn. All right, AI. Let's see what he's gonna do. Can he refresh anything? And can he produce anything? So, does he have 3 or more face-down buildings and or army cards? Has 2 face-up production buildings? No. Does he have 4 or more corn? No. Does he have 3 plus face-down buildings and or army cards? He does, actually. So he's going to do that action. Because these were discarded. So he can flip these back up. And flip his building up. So he's going to move and refresh. That's his first action. His second action is going to be he's going to take another guard card, which is in her hand, and so that is technically okay. So put that separate. Okay, so that's her 2 actions, I believe. Back to our turn. So getting a tapestry would be super nice. So I'm going to spend this G, and we're going to put a priest down. Priest special ability is something crazy. What's the priest special ability? The priest special ability, which we haven't looked at yet. The priest special ability. Oh, you can pay a potato to get another task. And you must draw 1 god card from either the offering or the deck after resolving the task. So play a potato to get an extra task, and then you can draw a god card from the offering or the deck after resolving all your tasks. That's what the priest special ability is. So, oh, you know what? Gosh darn it. Here I was doing these actions for the tapestries, but I bet you there's a cost for that. I have probably made a mistake on that, didn't I? Purchase weavings. 1, 3, or 6 corn. That's the that. Oh shoot. You gotta. Yeah, you can't. You don't just get them. You have to buy them. 1, 3, or 6. Which we wouldn't have. Yeah. I mean that makes. Right. So hang on a second. So we messed this all up, didn't we? Because that is going to skew everything because we bought these two, we bought these two. I didn't spend any resources on them. Well, we live and learn. That's all we can do. So we obviously aren't going to go there because we can't afford tapestries. So there's no sense in going there. All right. Yeah, I am still going to go there. I'm going to spend... it was a potato? Is that what his special ability was? Spend a potato to do an extraction? Yes. So I'm going to get 1 action plus 1 because I spent a potato. I had the potato. I don't know what happened to it. So 2 actions. Then I can draw a God card. And we'll put this down there. So I'm going to get 2 stone. And then I'm actually going to produce, because I can produce here with 2 coin, or 2 corn. So this gets flipped down. I produce 2 corn. That's my second action. Now I can draw a God card, which is going to be off the top of the deck. And it didn't match our statue yet. We haven't found one that does that. That's bad. That's our turn. We're done. Let's see what the AI does. Let's see. His next. Does he have 4 more corn? He does not. And then the one after that is, does he have 2 or more face down buildings? No, he does not. So he's going to do a normal action here. So number 2. All right, so number 2 is the V marker. He's got a white. So his priest is over there. And he's going to look at the second column because we're in the second age now. Second festival. He's going to look at a V. No V there, so he's going to go clockwise and go there. All right. And I'll draw a new card. And he drew a 2. So he's going to try to build. Oh boy. No, he doesn't have any stone. He won't be able to build. Otherwise, she constructs whatever type she has the fewest of. All buildings cost 1 stone. Well, she doesn't have 1 stone even. She's got 0 stone. She spent a... Oh, no, she's got gold. So she can spend a gold. So she will buy a building. If she has fewer than 2 production buildings, she will build a production building. So she's going to build a production building. And we're going to say odd, even, odd, even, even. Okay. Oh, right. And anytime she got meeples, she should have gotten rewards down at the bottom of her. Down here at the bottom of the play mat, every time they got a reward. So I got to try to remember that. There's a lot to remember in this game, I will say that. There is a lot to remember. So, That was the 2. Move ahead 2. Here's the 2. 3 potatoes. Move it in by 2. And there's no 2 down there. So he is done. Back to our turn. Jeez. It's 1, 3, and 6 for the tapestries. Right, you draw 3 and then you look at them and then you can decide what you want. I did that all wrong. Oh, and he's got to buy a guy at the end of his turn. 1 and 4 is from the bottom. Nope, it's going to be a spud. I'll buy somebody from the top, and I completely forgot to do that myself. Another thing I forgot to do. Oof. Nobody's bought any nomads yet. Probably should have been working on that as well. Alright, right. We got the H and the diamond. We only have a white though. H we could put down there, which allow us to produce again, but we don't have anything available. Getting some resources would be good. Alright, I'm actually going to play this. My white meeple there. He's adjacent to 1. I can spend a spud to get an extra action. So I can do 3 actions. Which is going to mean get corn. 2 corn. Build the stairs. And produce. Which those 2 actions are not going to do jack diddly squat for me. Not going to do jack diddly squats. Alright, so I guess these go away. So 3 actions, and then at the end, I can draw a God card, which I'll draw one from the top. Still nothing matches my little statue. Oh, jeez. Alright, let's see. He is going to... Still doesn't have... He's going to roll his dice and move on. 4. Okay. And he's got a little red meeple. He's going to look at the checkerboard. He doesn't have it in his section, so he's going to go to the next section. And he rolled a 4, so he's activate this, which is going to draw 1 from the nomads, that one. And then he's going to get 2 corn, which will give him enough corn to his next action. This moves forward 1, 2, 3, 4. Lovely. Alright, I would like to get this God card, actually. But I got no meeples because I'm dumb and forgot. In fact, I should probably think about, like, if I would have bought a guy. Now, it's still his turn. Does he want to buy a guy? Yes, he does. 1 or 4 is from the bottom. No, is from the top. So I have a yellow one, which is a courier. And the first time a courier's, if it's the first piece in a section, you pay 1 fewer food when roaming, and if it's the first worker placed within a segment, perform an additional task. So he's the first one in a section. So like this is a section, and it costs 1 fewer. So that's interesting. I need stone me. Stone me, man. Stone me. Oh, I had a yellow one. How did it? I don't know how I have 2 yellow ones all of a sudden. Oh my god. I need stone. I actually need potatoes as well. Getting multiple actions together would be great. What am I going to do? Where am I going to go? This is crazy. I would get an extra action, but potatoes and corn would be great. Stone and potatoes, or stone and corn would be the best. I could go here, but I get the corn, but I could go here and get potatoes, but what am I going to get besides that? I can see why people find this game to be very difficult. I can see why. I can see why there is a lot to manage in this game. A lot to manage. You got to think about, putting it in the right spot, and trying to get everything to work out is a real pain in the butt, to be honest. Like getting your tapestries to work out, to get your connections to get your bonuses, to get the right god card so you can go to the right spot. It is a lot of mumbo jumbo, to be honest, and I can see why people do not find this game as one of their top T games. I can see why. It is definitely like Yellow Piece. Like, I can use this Yellow Piece and do like one simple action. Like put it there, get some potatoes. Okay. But I mean, that doesn't do enough for you. What you got to do is min-max. Like, I have to get this piece to go to a spot where I can put it in and use its special ability. So it's the first piece in that section, so I get an extra action, which is great. But now, what am I going to do with that extra action? I can only go to this spot, or I can only go to this spot, because those are the god cards I have, or I can go to this spot. And of those, like, are any of those spots going to help me? No, none of those spots are going to help me. So, like, having this yellow meeple is in the wrong spot. So now we got to look at a different section. Well, if I go to this section down here, how much food is it going to cost me to move down? Well, it's going to cost me 5 food minus 2 is going to cost me 3 food to move down there into that section. So can you make up for the 3 food that you're going to have to spend just to send your yellow meeple down there to get 1 extra action? I don't think so, to be honest. And I don't have the food to, I don't have the potatoes to go there now. So we're gonna go there. I'm gonna spend this G to go there so I can get 3 stinking potatoes. 1, 2, 3. It's not the first one in that section, so I don't get a bonus. It's not adjacent to anything, so I don't get a bonus. Yeah. But I need the potatoes. And I'm done. All right. Next. The other thing is this takes up a lot of room for a lot of pieces, a lot of extra parts. So you got pieces and parts that are, not on the screen. Like I got 1 stack of these buildings. I got another stack of these buildings. I got all of the I got all of the tapestry or statues stacked up. I have all these buildings stacked up over there. I mean, it takes up a lot of space for this game. A lot of space. And I've got pieces and parts, cards, everything already on the board. I got these here. I got these. It's just like, it takes up a lot of space for all the inner workings in this game, to be honest. So, what was I doing now? Is the AI turn? Is it the AI turn? Yeah, because I put my yellow meeple there. Oh, wait. Spend a thing to buy a guy. AI. He's actually going to produce, I think. Would he produce? Let's see. He's got 2 face-up production buildings. Yes, he does. So if claims reward of all of his face-up production buildings and flips them face down. So 3 stone. And he's going to get a potato. 3 stone. And 3 victory points. 23. He flips them down. Is she losing 2 or more regions? No. If not, draw an army card. So she'll draw an army card, I believe, is what she'll do. Because she wants to set up for the conquest later on. That's... God darn it. That's not what she would do, but I'm not going to undo it. Because she was here, she should have, because she's got the corn now, she should have stopped at the corn and done the corn thing. But I'm not going to undo that. So, obviously another mistake. But what are you going to... you know what? I might just call this an episode anyways. I think I'm just going to call it an episode. I made too many mistakes. I think this is going to be a good learning game. And maybe we start again and try again. But, you know, you got to do everything a couple times just to get the swing of things. I messed up the tapestries for myself because I have 5 of them. It's the only thing I did do good, I think. I think I missed a couple things for the AI. Yeah, so we're gonna call this an episode. You can think of this as a tutorial training mission, and then we can try it again next time with the rules again in place and see if we can do better the next time. But that's what you live and learn for, right? So thanks everyone for coming out. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to leave your thoughts, your comments, and suggestions down below, and we'll see everybody next time. Until then, my friends, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you all down the line. Hopefully, we'll do better next time. Until then, my friends, take care of yourselves, and we'll see you soon. Bye for now.